Gillian, Pensacola.
Patrick Hines. Ba-da-da.
Girl,
you know.
I'm looking over my shoulder for demons at all.
I am not. Who the hell recommended this piece of shit documentary?
Before we get to the movie, we have to tell the people,
I
you
know.
guys, tickets for our Pride show in NYC are on sale now to everybody.
Yes, June 29th. I'm currently workshopping my hot pink lip.
You sure are.
Is it okay?
You are rocking it. The queens are going to love it.
Yes. All right. This is like rainbow and glitter.
Yeah.
Am I going to be okay?
Exactly.
Perfect.
You guys, I want to tell you, I'm excited for all of our live shows. I'm, particularly excited for this one. If you don't know, our live show is happening on the actual 50th anniversary of the Stonewall riots.
That's big,
We're going to be sitting in a theater talking about this documentary, Stonewall Uprising, maybe 40 blocks from, where those bitches kicked in the doors to the bar. Held their cocktails tight. I mean, they're not going to waste their cocktails.
They're not monsters. Right. Priorities.
Exactly.
They know what's up.
But they told the cops, hell no.
Hell fucking no.
So, you guys, I want you to come out and celebrate with Gillian and
Absolutely.
I. It's going to be super gay and fun. And it's, I don't know, whatever. I'm so excited. I can't even tell you.
Yeah. And, look, we're going to laugh a lot. Might get a little emotional.
I might cry. I'm not kidding. The fact that 600 of you are going to be there to talk about this documentary with me on such a special day and anniversary.
Yeah.
I'm probably going to cry, but I'm also going to be a mess in all of the senses.
Right. And we're going to hang out with you, and some of our old friends are coming back.
Randy Wicker's going to be there.
She's
hey, girl.
everywhere. Where isn't she?
I know. Marsha P. Johnson will be there. Sylvia. You guys, we're talking about in the movie. A lot of these people are dead. They're not coming.
Oh, right. Sorry. I should have clarified. Yeah.
But you never know what drag queens will show up.
Ooh.
I know. I'm just saying you never know.
Interesting.
You guys go to the CS Live page on our website. Get your tickets. They're going really fast. Come be a part of this with us.
Yes, please.
Also, don't forget to check out our Patreon content. We've got the complete episode-by-episode serial, episode-by-episode staircase.
Yep, and we're diving in head first to the jinx,
Oh
you guys.
God.
Man, that is off and running. Yikes. I'm scared.
Girl. Give me your initial 2 sentences.
It's like the broiest.
Yeah, it's true.
It's a bro-tastic voice.
Yeah, and not in really the hot way at all.
Thank you. I was so nervous. I was really nervous that you were going to think.
There's one shot of him where he looks kind of cute.
So his name is Zak Bagans or Zak Bagans? Zak Bagans, right?
Is he related to Bilbo?
He's related to Bilbo.
Does he live in the Shire?
He lives in the Shire. It would be so much better if he was related to Bilbo.
He's got those big floppy feet with the hair, but you can't hear them because he's magic?
I'm going on an adventure. That's him. That's him. No, but he's the guy from that show Ghost Adventures on the Travel Channel.
Oh, he'll be the first to tell you.
He'll be. Just ask. He'll tell you. And it's basically an hour-and-a-half long episode of that show.
Yeah. It's really, really stupid, you guys.
It's so.
I will say, towards the end, it does get a little scary, but it's pretty much just. Stupid.
Oh, that blurry iPhone shot really scared you? Give me a break.
You basically just told me to hold on to my Shirley Temple. And
I used to love Shirley Temples when I was little.
Same. Who didn't?
I've been here long enough. I came to kill, and I'm going to kill now.
I'm Zak Bagans. I'm one of the world's leading researchers on ghosts and demonology. And this film is cursed. A story about a demon possession makes international news.
Now look at one of the most documented cases of demon possession and exorcism in recent history.
The next day, over the phone, I buy the house, sight unseen.
In my 37 years of police investigation, I've never run into anything like that before.
I just got the keys to the demon house. You think it's dangerous for me to be in that house?
I wouldn't be there.
She had holes in both her wrists. It was like little cuts.
They called 911.
They called 911.
They did.
There was an unidentifiable voice. I only heard it on the recording.
Who in there?
Something came back. I don't know if it was that demon, but something came.
I put the crucifix on her head. She began convulsing.
There was a 6 engraved in our back.
I hear you and serpent.
I'm waiting on the police to come.
What just happened?
You attacked Jay.
If people are making this up, I'm gonna catch him.
Why is it spiking though?
We were just around my house and we see 3 police cars.
This is what it all comes down to.
There was a face. It doesn't want me, it wants you.
All right, girl.
All right. It starts with a warning on the screen. Don't worry. I typed it out.
There was actually a whole bunch of things I hope you typed out in this.
I typed all of them. The full text message, the whole thing. All of it. Warning. The following documentary may not be suitable for all audiences. Okay. Like, that's normal. We've seen that, right?
Totally.
The film shows real people, places, and events involved in alleged demonic possession. Demonologists believe that demons can attach themselves to you through other people, objects, and electronic devices. Then there's a beat, and then that just hangs on the screen for like seemingly 45 seconds. And then it's just like, view at your own risk. Like, you're gonna get possessed watching this stupid, fake stage nonsense.
Please don't drop the devil in my dining room.
You know, come for me, bro. Which is exactly what they say later. We'll get to it. Take it down a notch, Zak Bagans.
Zak, Z-A-K, by the way.
Z-A-K. And it is Bagans. I was wrong. Because I wrote it out phonetically in my notes.
I'm one of the world's leading researchers on ghosts and demonology. And this is the case that really fucked me up. The story was huge. It was the next Amityville. And I went all out. I had plenty of resources, equipment, a great crew. I thought I was gonna crush this story. But in the end, nothing was as it seemed.
This is the case that really fucked me up. Okay, bro. Thought I was gonna crush the story.
I was gonna crush this story.
In the end, nothing was as it seemed. He talks about how people quit, ended up in the hospital.
Yeah,
like,
had to be fired.
So basically, you guys, this film's cursed, all right? Okay. And then he's like, it took him 3 years to make it. Like, girl, welcome to the documentary game. Sometimes it takes a long time, especially when nothing happens and you have to fake it all.
You know what I was thinking about this demon house the whole time?
Another thing.
I know. The thing is, this demon house is 14 feet from its closest neighbor on either side.
Yeah.
You know, one time I drove out to the Amityville horror house, it's the same thing.
Yeah,
The neighbors are right there.
Yeah. So he says in 2014, he has this nightmare where he sees a 12-foot tall goat man.
And the door opens and a 12-foot tall goat figure is standing there. And dark black smoke comes out of its mouth and I'm forced to inhale it. When I woke up, my lungs hurt. And I knew this was some serious shit that meant something.
No way around it, guys. It's a goat man.
It's a man as a goat man.
Yeah.
And some poor schlub had to wear that outfit in all those ridiculous reenactments of the goat man.
You know who it was? It was totally Abortion Girl. And when she got the job, she called her dad and was like, booked it. I'm the goat man.
Woo! It was Zak. It was totally Zak. Dude, it's Bro's my movie. I'm playing the goat man. So then a week later, what timing? News breaks that there's a demon possession in Gary, Indiana, and it makes national news. And everyone's calling him. And they're like, bro, did you hear about the fucking demon in Gary, Indiana? And he's
Gary, Indiana.
and he's like, yeah, bro, like, it's some serious shit. Let me get my camera crew and the Travel Channel, and we'll go cover it.
The next day, over the phone, I buy the house, sight unseen.
Now, Inside Edition with Deborah Norville.
That portal to hell house that we've been telling you about in Gary, Indiana, where so many eerie things are said to have happened, has just been sold. And wait till you see who's moving in.
The new owner is Zak Bagans.
Is this the landlord for the portal to hell? Yeah. No. I'm Zak. Yeah. The Travel Channel. Yeah. See, you watch it. Cool. So I'm just gonna buy that portal to hell. Was it like $12,000? Cool.
I also love that, like, Deborah Norville was on top of this story. Poor Deborah Norville at one point was like a legitimate journalist. Now she's sold her soul to Inside Edition.
Yeah. The portal to hell we've been reporting on all week has just been sold. And wait till you see who's moving in. The bro from the Travel Channel. Even the news is calling it the portal to hell. It has its own graphic and everything. Zak, of course, goes on a press tour about it. Because what else is she going to do? A week later, I arrived with a film crew. Of course you did, sweetheart. Of course you did.
I love that your Zach is one part Zach, one part Leah Remini.
Yeah, and there is no middle ground. It's half and half. The Scientologists are the real demons, you guys. So to me, it makes sense.
Oh my God.
It's hard. It's a very low and deliberate. Everything he says is very deliberate.
You gotta sacrifice it for the people.
I know.
We all need this now. It's dark days.
It's dark days. Some serious shit.
You're gonna crush this episode.
I'm gonna crush it. It's really fucked me up.
A woman named LaToya Ammons, along with her young children and her mother, are the family at the center of this haunting. So I have the house, but I don't have LaToya Ammons and her family, who were allegedly possessed in the house. They've moved away to Indianapolis, so we go searching for them.
Wait, so you could just move? Tell that to Christina and Father Amort.
I
what
know.
do you mean you could just move and it just stays where it is?
Right.
Wait a second.
Right, exactly.
I'm very confused about what
But
demons
it's also
want.
just like Zach not taking no for an answer, just like tracks her down to her apartment. I thought that was super inappropriate.
Is LaToya or Rosa here?
Yeah. How are you, Matt? We talked on the phone.
Hey, how you doing?
This is Zach.
What's up, man? How you doing?
I thought you looked familiar.
We hear that like she doesn't want to talk to him because he's been in the house and she's afraid that the demons are attached to him and they can get to her. So after it's clear that LaToya is not going to talk to Zach with a K, LaToya's brother's like, but sure, bro, I'll do an interview.
What did you notice first?
I was told not to even go in the house. It was really affecting the kids and my sister the most, and really the youngest, my nephew. It was really letting him have it.
So he explains throughout these incredibly cheesy, ridiculous reenactments
You guys,
with actors.
these reenactments are unbelievably bad.
And they're so bad and so ridiculous. And at one point, there's like a reenactment. So like they apparently got the youngest boy really got it the worst.
Yeah.
And the youngest boy was attacking Kevin's car.
Yeah.
And at one point, the reenactment has the boy in a super low demon voice going, "Fuck your old ass car, bitch."
Fuck your old ass car, bitch.
Oh my God.
You do need to turn on those closed captions.
Fuck your old ass car, bitch. And in the reenactment, the kid is super mad about it because I guess the demon's mad about it. But like demons care about cars all of a sudden.
I know.
And then they're like being slammed around by the demon. But I'm like, maybe those kids, don't kids kick the back of car seats all the time?
Yes, they do
it on planes. God knows they do it on planes. Where's the bell? I thought the top of my water bottle was the bell.
So the younger kid has gotten it so badly that they have to take him to the hospital.
Yeah, and this is where we meet Father Mike. So here's the thing. The priest, the police chief, the CPS, the Child Protective Services person, and the doctors and nurses all maintain that the following happened. It's in police reports. It's in medical records. Apparently, the youngest
You guys, it's so stupid.
The youngest kid was like, I've been here long enough. I've come to kill and I'm going to kill now. And everyone's like, whoa.
Yeah.
And then he starts growling because they all growl. He headbutted his grandmother, which is like, wow. So then this all leads up to the fact that he apparently, according to the police chief, the CPS worker, cops, nurses, doctors, he started walking up the wall and then upside down on the ceiling.
Backwards.
He went up the wall real fast, standing like this, facing the wall this way, and went up the wall and came back around and stood back in front of us.
What did you do when that happened?
I left.
So there's the CPS worker right there admitting to the police that's filming this that she did witness this boy walking backwards up the wall.
Who else was in the room when that happened?
The psychologist.
The psychologist was
He
there
was
too.
there. He had just examined.
Okay. What did the psychologist say?
He left the room too.
I don't care what anybody says. This didn't fucking happen.
No, and I gave it a goog, and I looked some shit up. I can't help myself, and there are things like this,
I know.
And apparently, in some of the documentation, it says like while he was hanging on to his grandmother, he was walking on. So there's some documentation that he was using her to climb onto things.
Yeah, totally.
But anyway, so Valerie, the CPS person, bails. There's a Valerie-shaped hole in the door. Which at the same time, it's but isn't your responsibility to make sure that these children are okay?
I know.
I
She's
know that must be scary.
that,
She's like,
I'm
fuck
out of
that
here.
well-being. What about my well-being? I'm gone. And if if that actually happened and I saw that, there'd probably be a me-shaped hole.
Totally.
And the thing is, though, like, I kept going back, like, before I saw it and when I was, like, reading up on it, I was like, oh, what? Like, for all of those people to say it, for the doctors to say, like, he was doing all this crazy shit in the hospital room.
But we don't
and, like,
see, the only person who was there that we ever actually hear from is the CPS worker.
Valerie.
This home video was shot by police doing a wellness check on the Ammons 1 week after the incident at the hospital. This is the first time the Ammons have been back to their home since then.
Is everything pretty much intact the way you guys left it? Yeah.
So now we meet Charles Austin.
I kind of love this guy. He's like the police chief.
Yeah. So
Not really here for your shit.
No, has a lot of conclusions that he's come to. So he shows up after what they call it a wellness call. So it's like a week after the tantrum possession, whatever you want to call it. Everyone who was there the first time comes back. The priest, the cops, not Valerie, a new CPS person. So Charles Austin walks in. He's like, whoa. He was super freaked out. So was his partner. They see crucifixes, Bibles, candles, the whole thing.
Each one of those items separately is fine. Put them all fucking together.
In a super teeny tiny house.
Yeah.
In the middle of the day. Like, what is it? Why are you doing that? Like, organized? It's weird.
Yeah.
So then he's like, let's just go down to the basement. The basement is where it all goes down, everybody.
And it was a table with a crucifix, a Bible, and a candle which had been lit. We stayed down here for about 15 minutes. And he was videotaping, I was taking my iPhone, and I was taking pictures and whatever. And I said, it's time for me to leave. I've had enough.
And then he notices that the basement floor is all concrete except for under the stairs.
I don't know that much about construction, but why would somebody concrete a whole basement and leave dirt under the stairs? I say, that don't make sense. And as I looked closer, I saw a foil pan with a candle. Don't make sense. Don't make common sense.
He goes to 100 real fast.
100.
He's like, maybe there was an altar there.
And then even Zach's like, I'll go right to 100 with you, girl.
Is it possible this discovery is the remnants of a ritual? One capable of conjuring something terrifying?
I don't know, man. So now all these police officers are telling stories about how they noticed like things would be moved and they didn't move them or doors would be opening by themselves. And then they're like, there was an unusual voice heard on the audio. And we hear it.
I'm surprised the fire department hasn't been here. It sounds like haze to me. I'm surprised.
And it's just this super faked, like, hey.
Right.
Hey girl. Like, it was so, I'm like,
I know.
But it's like, are all of these cops lying? They're all actually cops. Like, they're not actors. They're not.
I know.
And then Charles Austin, the police guy, it was just like, I pulled over to a gas station and my radio went berserk and I heard, who is that? Coming from the radio.
And all of a sudden, the AM, FM radio in my car changed and went to static. And it said, who in there?
But this guy's the police chief.
I know. That's
like,
what
is he gonna make it? Would he make that up? I don't think so.
I don't think so either. And now Charles, this is one of Charles's many conclusions. He's like, after everything I've seen and I've come to the conclusion that this thing physically preys on the women and children because they're weak, but gets to the much stronger men through electronics. Okay, Charles. Okay. That was a little.
I know. I like him. He seems like a nice guy. But
well, and like, of course, children are weaker. I get it. But it was just like, the women and children, the weak ones, we just get manhandled. But like the smart, strong men, they get sucked in through technology. Okay. Everyone's on their phone all the time. Men, women, and children. I don't want to hear it.
Now, like, they're taking it really seriously. Father Mike is back. Father Mike is doing a goddamn exorcism in the goddamn house. And at the same time, the police, led by Austin, are down digging under the stairs.
They think it's a great time.
Totally.
They're like calling on Mena, and these 3 cops are going downstairs. That's not a good idea. No. Use your common sense. You're invoking Mena, and now you're downstairs digging through like his ritual spot with the tinfoil.
I know. And so you guys, they dig 4 feet down.
Yeah.
They find like a pair of women's underwear.
Yeah.
A comb.
Thank you for not using the word they
No,
use.
I wasn't going to. I wrote it out in my word. In my thing, I wrote women's underwear.
Like a press-on nail.
Which Zach thinks is crazy.
Zach's like, oh, what?
And he found a nail, a fingernail, a clip-on nail. I think it was pink in color,
A nail.
Right. A fingernail, a clip on there.
Zach also is in a dark basement. They need to have like the fancy light because it's so dark. Zach has his fucking goddamn sunglasses on. It's Michael Peterson in the pipe all over again. Take those glasses off. Take them off. You're in a basement. And it's dark.
Also dug up that day, a comb, 2 children's socks, a heavy bar, and a red tin. So who buried these objects under the stairs? And why?
Nobody put it there. It's garbage.
Yeah, like I have in my notes, I don't know, man. Sometimes weird shit ends up in a basement. So now there's this thing of oil on the blinds,
guys,
right? Or this oily substance. And there's police photos of it.
There's this one really earnest cop that tells us this story.
Yeah.
We went in the center bedroom on the first floor, and the blinds were dripping oil. And Zach, they weren't dripping from the top as you would expect. They were dripping from the middle of the blinds.
So they cleaned the blinds and sealed the room and put a Q-tip in the door to make sure that no one would come in.
Right. So they want to clean the blinds and then see if the oil comes back.
Right. And see if it's like the mom or the grandmother or one of the kids like messing with them. So they come back only after 40 minutes. I thought they were going to leave like for the night.
But my other thing was like, it was only 40 minutes. Can't you just stand in front of the door to be certain?
Because the thing is, demons work in mysterious ways. They're not going to show themselves if they know you're looking.
I guess that's true.
And then we came back about 40 minutes later after Father Maginot had blessed the house, and the Q-tip was still in the door. We went in, and the blinds were dripping oil again. Lieutenant Grushka actually went outside, and we shined flashlights on the outside of the windows to see if it was coming in from the outside or from the ceiling, and we could never determine the source, Zach.
So there's a new CPS worker because Miss Washington was not fucking coming back to that house.
Right, and we never hear from the CPS agent. Her face is blurred out.
Yeah.
We never hear from her.
But she like rubbed her hand in the oil, and then all of a sudden her hand went dead. It turned like white.
And when she touched the fluid, her whole half of her hand changed like all the blood had been drawn out of it.
It went white.
White. It was just completely white.
They show a picture of it. It just looks like a normal hand.
It looks like a normal hand. I felt so crazy watching this because I was like, I don't hear what they're telling me to hear. I don't see what they're telling me to see. That just looks like, I know my hands are super white and pale, but I'm like, I remember looking down at my hand being like, I don't.
And this is when that really earnest cop was like.
I went on the investigation, like I said at the very beginning, thinking that it was a hoax. The more investigation we did, I believe that there's something there. There's just too many people that I know who are truthful people that saw things, that some of them which I saw, to discount everything.
So then this lady who used to live in the house drives by. And I guess they get her to come inside for a tour.
On cue,
Right.
she just happens to drive by.
Totally.
So Zach could be like, and then with my own investigation, shit got crazy.
So she comes in, and the filmmaker, she's got her kids with her.
Her kids are like teenage girls. They're not like little kids.
Exactly. So they go in, and she's just like walking around. This house is filthy. This house is somebody clean this goddamn house.
I know. So
Get handy, you guys.
Get handy. Yes, they're not even a sponsor this week. But
I
please,
know.
for the love of Marcia and Sylvia, my God.
It's just horrendous. So they go down into the basement. The mother is like leading the way.
I didn't come in the basement. This is my actually first time being in the basement.
And all of a sudden, the mother like falls over and yells at her kid. She's like, "Don't kick me."
I never came into the basement. I promise. Danny, kick me. I didn't kick you. Yes, you did. Don't kick me. Bitch.
So they play this tape back. They've like lightened up the scene so we can see it.
Upon reviewing the video with greater brightness, you can see her leg buckle. But nobody kicked her.
I never came into the basement. I promise.
The demon kicked her.
Yeah.
This bitch kicked her.
This bitch kicked her. Or she just lost her balance.
Yeah.
Zach is still wearing sunglasses. I can't. Can't. And so now, like her son is there too, which we didn't see for the first 10 minutes of this conversation. And he's like, I'm really scared. Like he just admits, like, this is scary, which would be for a kid talking about this stuff. And then Zach's like not so humble bragging. And he's like, it happened to me, man. Like, I've been possessed before.
It's scarier than watching it on TV. They can get inside of you and stuff and do all kinds of weird stuff. They can make you sick, and that ain't fun. It's happened to me.
Who helped you? Like, get that stuff out of you?
A priest.
And I'm like, Zach! Stop! He loves that he's been possessed. He loves that he's like friends with a couple demons.
There's
loves
sources.
it. Yeah.
Then, not to be outdone by the previous scene, there's more of that like magical sounds that we hear on the tape.
Mika's microphone has just picked up a mysterious electronic voice phenomena. It sounds like, "Run, LaToya."
Okay.
Run, LaToya is what
Run,
we're...
LaToya.
I
the
know.
sing-songy. I hear
You're gonna die of AIDS.
It's ridiculous.
That's a Hell House callback, you guys.
Yeah. And now LaToya is the stepmom of the boy who ran up the wall.
Yes.
That's who that is.
Yeah.
So now, like, the demon is, like, fixated on LaToya.
Exactly.
And it's like, go find her. She's in Indianapolis. I thought, like, oh, so you could just move?
After Mika and her kids leave, we set up this religious altar in the living room. Moments later, something I can't explain overcomes me. This moment is only captured on the surveillance camera.
Okay, this is the beginning. This is some shit it made me so mad. And I'm like, why am I getting mad? This is ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's so stupid.
Tell me everything.
So there's footage from the house, right? They have these like surveillance cameras set up on the
yeah.
inside of the house because no one's living there anymore.
Right.
Because Zach owns it.
Because it's fucking filthy. It's a pigsty.
And of course, a bunch of stupid boys are in there now.
Oh,
They're
it's
not
just
gonna.
making it
They're not
worse.
gonna clean it.
You know that bathroom is even worse than the disgraced bathroom.
Which, by the way, we learned via our Facebook group that all that black stuff was them dusting for prints.
Oh, that's...
We were just like, girl, that sounded awful. Granted, it was probably pretty bad, but we were like, why did they just put black Sharpie all over
That's
the walls?
what I thought it was.
Totally. And
You
like,
know what it is? It's the epitome of like a boy's shared bathroom.
Oh,
is that
100%.
Like, is that toilet roll with no paper on it, but just that little strand of paper.
and then a full toilet roll just placed somewhere. But thankfully, our listeners, like on one of our listeners, was just like, "Hey, girls, not to be a dick, but just so you know, that's them dusting for prints." So with these surveillance cameras,
Yeah.
right? Here's the thing. So right now, there's no audio.
Right.
Okay, remember that. That
You hit that really hard.
I hit it really hard. It hurt, and it's worth it. Okay, that's what I feel. There's no audio in these surveillance cameras. Okay, so suddenly Zach's like super aggressive.
Yeah,
and he like lunges at one of the camera guys, and I'm like, first of all, how like. It's so much easier to fake something like that when you don't have the fake overacting audio to deal with.
Totally.
So he like is aggressive, and you could tell it's like, bro,
Yeah,
what?
yeah,
Come for me,
yeah.
bro. Blah, blah, blah. But you guys, I'm gonna come for the audio later.
Yeah.
Stay tuned. Preemptive ding. I was so mad. Anyway.
Okay, we get an interview now with CPS worker Valerie Washington.
The one who left because she was like, I am
Because she
out
apparently
of here.
watched this boy like slow climb up the wall.
And
the
then
ceiling.
upside down onto
Girl,
the ceiling.
no, you didn't. She looks great. She ran a comb through her hair. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, she's Skyping. Zach finally doesn't have the sunglasses on for the first time ever.
And she's basically just saying, like, she never comes out and says, like, yes, I watched him get vertical and walk up the wall.
It's true.
Never says that. She's just saying that, like, he was demonstrating, like, abilities that a regular 9-year-old boy wouldn't have.
I believe that it was something going on there that was out of the realm of a normal living person. Something was going on. I can't even explain it.
But it was so bad, whatever it was,
Yeah.
she had to move and put herself in therapy.
But also, like, I think that she is just a woman. She explains how hard her job is. Like, she deals with abused kids all the time.
Right.
And I think whatever happened was just the last straw.
Yeah.
You
And
know?
honestly, I'd be in therapy too.
I know.
I'm not judging that at all.
But, like, how convenient is it that Zach can just be like, this thing was so scary that she had to quit, that she never looked back? No, girl.
Yeah.
Like, she was at the end of her rope with her job. She has a really fucking awful job.
Right. So now we go through, like, all the horrible things that have happened to people who've stepped foot in that house.
I have so much to say about this.
So, and Valerie's like, look it up, girl. Give it a Goog. Like, bad shit happens.
I have witnessed that anyone that has ever went to that home, the effects that they had after they continuously went to that home, the things that happened to them. I do not like talking about it because it to me, if you feed it as if you're scared, it will bother you.
Here's what has happened.
Yeah.
So Valerie just like has like mental anguish about it. Fair.
Yeah.
The new CPS, her replacement.
Yeah.
Here are the things that have happened to her.
I'm going to call bullshit on this whole thing, but you go right ahead.
Within 30 days.
Yeah.
Don't say that like I am saying it. I'm just repeating what I was told. You go right ahead. You put that away. Don't give me that.
Was that our first
shit.
fight? That was our first on-air fight.
Our first on-air fight. Within 30 days, this woman who is very active.
She has the most amazing outdoor life you've ever heard of.
Hopefully not anymore. Girl, sit quietly and don't get hurt. 3 broken ribs from... You guys, I'm not laughing at her injury. I'm not. It's just this list is so ridiculous. It's just... So within 30... So within 30 days, 3 broken ribs from jet skiing. Then you guys just keep in mind within 30 days. So she gets the broken ribs first, and then allegedly gets 3rd-degree burns from a motorcycle accident. Are we to believe that her ribs miraculously healed in 2 days and then she got on a motorcycle?
Listen, it gets even better than this.
Then so broken ribs, ready? 3rd-degree burns, then a broken hand when she hit a table, whatever that means. And then, so broken ribs, 3rd-degree burns, broken hand, and then she broke her ankle running.
So this is what I said. You're going to tell me that she is out running with a broken ribs, a broken...
What a hot dummy for trying to take a sip of water during this.
She's in a full body cast.
Running.
She's running a marathon in a fucking wheelchair. If she is not looking up for falling pianos, she's a fucking idiot.
I mean, there are black cats running in front of her wherever she goes.
There's no way this is not real.
Yeah.
This isn't real.
That really hurt my throat, laughing and choking on that water like that. Within 30 days.
Can you just imagine that day that she decides to put on those running shoes? She's hobbling over to where they are. She's wrapped up, broken ribs, broken ankle.
And 3rd-degree burns.
I know. I cannot. So then, you guys, this is just the beginning. The home inspector, a tree nearly fell in his car. And my notes say, like, the devil's really going to miss. Come on.
Nearly.
Yeah.
Zach, you're reaching, girl. You're reaching.
He was choked by an unknown force.
So he has sleep apnea. Because he was choked by an unknown force while sleeping.
And then he got cancer, which is, like, just horrible.
Which is so, like, don't exploit this guy's cancer.
I know.
And Charles the cop ended up in the hospital too. Why? Because he's a cop. And he, like, was shot during a home invasion, which, tragic, but happens all the time. And he slipped on ice coming out of a restaurant in Gary, Indiana. He did a somersault and fell on his head. His words, not mine.
So, okay, this is dark. Like, that woman, Mika, who went into the house with her kids, she calls Zach. We can't really understand the voicemail, but basically, her daughter tried to kill herself.
Yeah, with an OD, and then also stabbed herself.
Yeah.
And it was just 2 days after they left the house.
The thing is, we get an interview with Mika in a few minutes, and I find her to be very, very believable.
Yeah.
I like her very much.
Yes.
But first... Zach, with a K, takes Erica, the daughter, to see Father Mike, who apparently is like the local exorcist.
Right, and this whole story makes one of the crew members quit on the spot. Nope. Walks out in the middle of this story happening. Nope. I'm out.
But like, what's really kind of scary about this is that Zach takes Erica into another room to like talk to her about what happened, and she literally has no memory.
Do you remember going in that house? Remember when you went in with me and your mom like a month ago? Do you remember when you went inside the house with me?
She's like looking at him like, girl, what are you talking about?
She's not responding.
I
She's
know.
looking at him like, who are you? No
and
idea.
it's real. Like, she does not know what he's talking about.
Yeah, and she says she
There's
got, like,
part of me where I was like, are we sure that that's the same person? Because in the shot in the house, she's got a hood on, and her hair is different. Like, now she has braids, and in the house she didn't. That's something you can do in 3 weeks. I just wasn't positive it was the same person.
Yeah.
But then, like, they go and sit in the church, And the priest does the lamest, most boring exorcism ever.
Yeah.
At one point, Erica like puts her head down for a second, and the priest is like, "Demon, be gone!"
It's gone.
Yeah.
And even Father Mike, after she like slumps over, he's like, "I think it's gone. I don't know. It looks pretty gone."
So it seemed like that might have been, the moment.
Of what?
The moment that it might have
left her. Okay.
So it seemed like it. Okay. She is. So I don't know if that's what she does. She doesn't remember that.
And also, her cousin tells Zach that Erica had holes on her wrist because she tried to stab herself, and Zach is like, "Stigmata." Zach.
So this is where we see Mika, the mom.
Yeah.
And she tells this like really believable story.
Another weird thing that happened when we was at the hospital, and I'm not making this up on everything I love. My daughter was laying in the bed down where Erica got up. It was a 6 engraved in our back. So my daughter was like,
wait, what?
A 6, like a number 6.
Was engraved in whose back?
It was in Erica's back.
And this mom seems legit to me. Like, she seems really credible. I know that doesn't mean anything, but all right, we're going to go through this quickly. Zach takes this guy, this like nerdy Ghostbuster, old man,
Dr. Barry Taff,
to the house with his like Ghostbuster tools.
He's a doctor of psychophysiology with a minor in biomedical engineering who's conducted over 4,500 investigations. Where do people find the time to do thousands and thousands and thousands? That's not the first time we've heard, and I've conducted 53,000 exorcisms. Like, what are you talking about?
I know.
I invite Dr. Barry Taff to help me try to decide if high levels of man-made electromagnetic or earth-made geomagnetic energy could be causing false positive paranormal events inside the house.
So this guy has like these credits. When you hear like Doctor of Psychophysiology, like, wow.
Uh-huh.
Google Dr. Barry Taff and go to his website. He's an alien conspiracy theorist.
No!
His website is horrible. It's just so cheesy. It's just like a badly run.
No way.
He's kind of a crank.
Dr. Taff, what is the geomagnetometer? What are we going to measure for here? Are these natural geomagnetic levels?
It measures the Earth's magnetic field primarily.
Okay.
Can we talk about the dog barks that he does 4 times?
Yes.
So after Zach is like, "Hey man, it's too much, bro," and like has to like remove himself, and Dr. Barry goes, "Is that a wait? Did you hear that? Is that a dog?"
I know.
He hears dog barking. You guys, they're all like, "What?" And it's like in Magic, like where they didn't know the name Magic the Gathering in Hell House, where they're like, "A dog? A what? No, a dog. A what? No, a dog." They say it 11 times. Apparently there are no dogs. Barry does an impression of what he heard. He goes, "Well, I heard a roof." And then he does it again. And he's like, "Yeah, no, I heard a woof." And then he does it again. And he goes, "I heard a roof." And then he does it a 4th time. And he goes, like a woof. He just keeps walking around the basement.
Then I just heard it go, "Oh." You heard it twice. I go, "Where? Oh."
You didn't hear that? It was like a roof. It was like a roof. It was like a, oh, he changes the sound every time. I was like, leave the dogs out of this. Leave them out.
All right, now we're upstairs, and one of the this weird thing where they're like walking through the house, and they're like going from one room to another, and the cameraman is following them. And
because
then,
Dr. Barry's like confused, like something has taken over him, and he's like walking around in a daze or whatever.
Oh, it's so annoying. Who fucking cares?
Yeah.
So we like they slow the camera down as we see this like black thing like puff out of the wall or something.
Right.
The black anomaly appears in 7 frames, which means that when played at regular speed, the anomaly manifests in a fraction of a second. As Dr. Taff walks back, he places his hand in the exact spot where the black mass just manifested off the wall, at which time he immediately becomes affected again.
Oh, it's really bad in there.
But it's they're saying it's some supernatural force that like jumped out of the wall just as Dr. Taft was looking in and as the cameraman was going by.
Right. So they take it to this guy who was allegedly a video engineer for NASA for 32
Oh my
years.
God, this guy.
They slow it down. It looks like a gigantic peen.
It looks like a peen. It looks totally like a peen.
Is that the grossest troll you've ever heard? Like, Zach's like, they think it's a spirit, but it's totally a peen. It's like a shadow of a peen.
Right, exactly. But I think they make it look like the peen smoke goes into this cameraman.
Right. So the NASA guy's like, maybe it went into the cameraman. Did the camera guy have any problems after the shoot? And Zach's like, as a matter of fact, the cameraman did have problems.
A little while later, he suddenly had to lie down. He then begins acting very strange, like he's confused. No one sees him wander off into the basement alone.
And this was so fake, too. They're like, nobody noticed that he sneaked off down to the basement.
Again.
And he literally does like what you would like.
Like an old cartoon
Like
in the
if
40s.
you were in 4th grade and your teacher was like, now pretend like you're sneaking away.
Yes.
Exactly what you would do.
And he has to basically bump in because he's trying to get through a doorway. He basically bumps into the other guy. You guys, again, this is the surveillance footage with no audio. It has no
Exactly.
audio this time. Just wait.
Yeah.
Also, do you not have a buddy system?
I know. Wait, you're in a fucking demon house.
You're in a demon house. Don't you need to be like calling out your numbers every 30 seconds? 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Isn't that what the buddy system is?
100%.
You should be doing head counts every 5 seconds.
Zach does not seem like he runs a tight production ship.
As we return to the hotel, that same cameraman, Adam, starts vomiting blood in my bathroom. He then leaves my room and begins screaming my name in a strange voice.
So, again, no footage of this, but camera guy Adam starts throwing up blood. No footage.
Throwing up blood in the bathroom of the filmmaker. No footage.
No footage.
No footage.
And
he went to the Dr. O'More School of Filmmaking.
Yeah, and screaming Zach's name in a weird voice. No footage.
No footage.
They only start rolling when they can't find Adam. How convenient. So they're in the hotel hallway, like in their socks.
Yes, I know.
Suddenly,
I know. This is actually terrifying.
Camera guy Adam, who looks like he should be in Limp Bizkit, runs out of the room.
Yeah.
Like he's had 11 vodka Red Bulls.
Whatever is affecting him, he's taunting it to do more.
And he is so aggro, it's unreal.
He's like, let's go. What's up?
Yeah.
I want to go back to the house right now. And I'm like, dude.
And these guys are filming him on their camera phones like a scene out of Black fucking Mirror.
Yes. And I'm waiting for him to like order a vodka Red Bull. And she's like, fuck that shit. You're a little bitch. You're a little bitch. And I'm like, oh my God. Also, is nobody else on the floor? Would you not have called down to the front desk immediately?
I know.
So now 2 flights up.
Oh, God, this is so boring.
Dr. Barry is also experiencing strange things that we don't have the footage for.
Yeah.
He's anxious and irritable. He hears a loud bell. There's a demon bell. Total demon bell. He jumps and falls out of bed and is bleeding from his ears. No footage. No footage. No photos. No nothing. So meanwhile, we're back in the room with Adam.
Oh, God.
Talking to all the bros. And he's explaining what happens, right?
Yeah.
And he's like, bro, I don't want the camera on me, bro.
You guys, can you just cut the cameras, man? Seriously. Fucking...
And so then they like secretly film him from under the table.
Exactly.
And he basically explains that this demon is a little bitch but is super scary at the same time and wants Zach.
Did you hear me call for Zach? Like, I was like, fuck, dude, this guy... It doesn't want me.
It wants him?
Yeah, it wants you.
And then all this ridiculous shit happens where all of a sudden he's like, something's touching my hand. And then the guys come over and they're like, oh my God, it's freezing. There's a force field of freezing air around him.
Which is like everyone since the age of 6 has known like
I know.
Ghosts mean cold.
Exactly.
That's like the oldest trick in the book.
I know.
So then Adam has like yet another vodka Red Bull because then he's like, do something better, bitch.
Whoa. He has a field around him. Come over here. I felt it on my arm here.
You're a fucking bitch. Do something better than that. Do something better than that, you fucking bitch.
Feel around him. That just made my arm here fucking stand up.
Do something better than that.
Because now this is the goat man talking to Zach
Exactly.
through Adam. Who cares? So then also there's like then a spooky, like supposed to be spooky, like fast zoom down the hotel hallway to the guy dressed as like the actor they paid to be dressed as the goat man. So I'm like, wait, so there was like all that costume was there while Adam was yelling about it? Like that's just so like I just went into like production mode.
I thought the same thing. I was like, wait, did they go back and pay to film there later? Like, I know, I had the same thought.
Do they travel with the ghost man outfit? Is it Zach? I don't know.
So Adam has to be fired. He's acting so crazy that he has to be fired.
Right. And now Dr. Barry, here's another thing back to that 30-day injury parade.
Oh, yeah.
Dr. Barry is now in the hospital because all of his organs are simultaneously failing. We get to the hospital. She looks great. She looks better than she did down in the basement. If your organs are all failing at the same time, you look at the very least a little pale.
All my organs started shutting down. My prostate, massive infection.
My kidneys, my liver, my bladder was infected. My whole body was failing.
Doesn't she look like totally fine?
She looks fine and she's talking fine. Everything is fine.
Barry's just like, it's a little weird to have all your organs fail at the same time, but it's got to be the demon. I mean, I don't really know. Is there more Jell-O here? Like what? And like, is it even a real hospital? It's a very tight shot.
I know. That's God.
I'm just saying. And also, what is to stop Adam from just showing up if he's so possessed?
I know.
The demon's like, oh, I'm fired. Okay, got it. Like, if he's, you know what I mean? The demon totally respects, I was fired. I have to look elsewhere for employment. Like, what? It just doesn't make any sense.
So now, Zach, in just peak drama queen.
I know this sounds stupid, but I'm going to board up the house, seal it shut, and stay in there overnight by myself.
With the effects of the house seeming to take down members of my crew now, I decide to accelerate the situation by boarding myself up in the house, sealed up, alone, overnight, and let whatever may be haunting it take its best shot at me.
I'm sorry, I don't care what house this is. It is the scariest thing in the world. All of the windows are plywooded with drills.
Yeah.
And then he like gets the cop, our friend, the cop that like tripped
Charles.
over himself and got into a coma or whatever.
Yeah. Charles is like, call me.
Yeah.
If there's something you can't get out of, you call me and I will call the fire department and we will come and rescue you. And then there's this slow, like that freeze and zoom thing they do on the very last thing of Zach looking out the front door and the plywood being drilled.
My first thought when he was like, we start seeing the video footage of him alone in that house, I was like, girl, turn on the Golden Girls and clean that house up.
That's what I did when I was in that Haunted Hotel in Salem. Mike and I put on the Golden Girls and slept the lights on.
How do you not, like, I don't understand how every instinct in your body isn't clean this house up.
I don't understand why now, you guys remember those surveillance cameras I was talking about where we saw the guy not being able to sneak and Adam getting really and Zach getting really aggressive. Now, suddenly we fucking have audio.
Yeah.
We can hear Zach taking his jacket off.
Yep.
Why didn't we hear him fighting before?
Totally.
It makes me furious. It makes me so mad.
The thing is, like, this footage is scary. Like, he's alone in a boarded up house. Like, he can't see out. Nobody can see in.
That's the only scary thing about it. That, like, the idea of being boarded out and you can't board it in and you can't get out. Like, that's scary. But other than that, it's like, whatever.
So then he hears, like, a female voice in the kitchen.
Apparently saying, that's my baby, but I didn't hear it.
I just heard it. I heard a female voice in the kitchen.
And then this is crazy. He's on the bed in the bedroom and he hears some shit.
There's like this low groan and Zach jumps back on the bed.
And he's screaming, get away from me.
Back the fuck up.
And I'm like, you're in the goat's house now, bitch.
Get away from me. Get away. Back the fuck up.
And of course, he puts the camera down and it's blurry and out of focus and we can't see a goddamn thing. So weirdly, the surveillance cameras were in a way where they could see everything else, but just not this little pocket of allegedly whatever he saw. How convenient.
Right, because we get the on-screen text saying that he saw like another puff of black smoke.
Yeah, more on-screen text.
Exactly.
Who gives a shit?
Exactly.
So then, more on-screen text. After I witness what appears to be a dark mass that comes out of the wall, excruciating pain begins emanating from the backs of my eyes.
Yeah.
And then like there's this horrible music and Zach's like, my eyes.
He has a thing called diplopia.
Diplopia, which is a serious eye condition where he just sees double all the time.
This happened overnight in this house and now he sees double all the time.
He sees, apparently, according to him, and doctors cannot determine the source of it, of course, and surgery runs the risk of complete blindness, so now he's just going to wear these prism glasses all the time.
To which I said, girl, that just means they make you see rainbows.
Yeah.
Prism glasses must make you see rainbows.
I mean...
We find out that Adam refuses to speak to him or about the house. And, like, apparently Adam's gone crazy. He has a 666 tattooed on his hand.
Yeah, and there's a he's like in a goth band, probably.
But it's like, I looked him up. You can find him on Instagram. He seems like a great guy. He literally, his, like, Instagram bio says trans rights or human rights.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's truly excellent.
Yes.
I mean it.
I was like, where's the butt?
No, there's just they show a picture of him like really gothy and some goth girls going down on him, which I thought was a little much.
And he's like making movies and shit. Like he's parlaying this into like a directing career. He's fine, you guys. Adam is fine.
Yeah, Barry, quote, still has health issues. I guess that's what happens when all your organs fail simultaneously. But he's fine. He's up and he's updating that website of his, so he's doing just fine.
And then it ends with what's his name, bro Zach, like getting a tractor and like knocking the house down.
With this
Is that thing called a tractor?
It's a truck machine.
It's a truck machine with a claw.
Yeah.
You guys, whatever
yeah,
those
the
are.
claw thing.
The claw machine.
We're both doing claw movements with our hands right now.
Is that called a tractor? I honestly don't know what that's called.
I think it's a tractor. I know a tractor. Isn't a tractor trailer one of the really, really big like 18-wheelers that you see on the highway?
That is, yeah. And I know a steamroller has that big,
rolling
baking
thing.
sheet.
This is why the live shows are going to be so funny because we're very animated.
Anyway, it's one of those big machines that like boys were playing with in the sandbox when I was playing with dolls.
Right, exactly. Yeah. And so angelic music is playing as Zach is knocking. Zach just wants all the credit in the world for knocking down this demon house.
Totally.
Because it's like, it's like, Zach, he wants all the hero bells. I'm not going to give it to him.
No, fuck that, Zach.
I'm not giving it to you, Zach. I know you want it, girl. I know you're a listener.
Oh, girl, we did it.
Oh,
we got
God,
the demon house.
We got through it. I hated it.
I know. I hated it too. You guys, don't forget tickets for our Pride Show are on sale. They're going fast. Come celebrate the 50th anniversary of Stonewall on the actual day it happened. I'm not going to stop saying it.
I know. Come hang. We'll have the best time.
It's going to be glittery and gay and fun and fabulous. It's going to be the best.
Awesome.
Don't forget to check out our Patreon where you can get our staircase coverage, our serial coverage, our Jinx coverage.
Oh, my God.
All the fun stuff.
So much fun.
Girl, what are we doing next?
We're doing Killer Legends.
Yes. I've never seen this.
I never have either, but it's from the Cropsey people.
It's the Cropsey people.
Great.
We're very excited about that. Girl, where can they find us?
At truecrimeobsessed.com. That's where you get the promo codes and the Patreon hookup and see us live and all that cool stuff.
Yep.
And at True Crime Obsessed on the Twitter, which we love.
Don't forget to join our Facebook group. It's the official, what is it?
Girl, it's True Crime Obsessed podcast discussion group.
I'm in there every 5 minutes.
Every 5 seconds.
Where can they find you, girl?
At Gillian with a G on everything.
I'm at Patrick Hines on the Twitter, at Patrick Hines _ on the Instagram. So you guys stay tuned for the preview for Killer Legends and our hilarious outtakes. And then our palate cleanser.
Yes.
And we'll see you next week.
We love you.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Every town has its legends. Every neighborhood has its boogeyman. A killer with a hook for a hand. The drifter who snatches children. The witch who lives in the woods.
Why are you here tonight? You hear stories. You just want to see what's about, I guess. What do you guys expect to find out here?
People who died here are supposed to be the ghosts.
Do you believe that there are devil worshippers in the woods here?
I do.
Do you think every urban legend has truth behind it?
Yes, I think you have to have some form of like truth to kind of go off of.
A truth that is often more terrifying than any fiction.
An old legend that actually happened this time.
Many more cases of contaminated treats.
I know she suffered a lot.
He pulled a knife and tied me up with electrical tape.
It almost destroyed you to see something like that.
A random crazy man, lunatic.
Taking a scary story and literally making it true.
Today they found the bodies of at least 3 young boys buried under his house.
For Rachel and I, this is an attempt to uncover the truth behind our urban legends.
Oh my God, that's the cord around her neck.
As we pull back the curtain on what it is we all fear.
Do you believe that really happened?
Yeah, and she was holding on like for dear life to the fence.
People had theories and all kinds of rumors had been bouncing around.
So many people believed the fiction, and the fiction became reality.
Legends last for a long time.
Look at that line, son of a bitch.
You don't trust nobody. Can't.
Because urban legends, as scary as they may be, are really just warnings for something much more dangerous. The reality that may have started it all.
I got 7 down in feet or not. 7 down. Here's a child victim I need rescued.
No, bitch, I own the fucking house.
Yeah, and don't call me and threaten me, bro.
No, don't, bro.
Right.
No, bro.
No.
They don't want to talk to him because that feels so weird to
It's
say.
weird,
right?
right?
No, girl.
No,
They
girl.
don't want to. Oh, that felt better.
Yeah.
No,
Woo.
girl.
How do you even went up in your register? I just have every interview is so dark and Zach has his sunglasses on. I can't. Take your sunglasses off.
We learned so much in our Facebook group. We learned who Jesus' bride was.
The church.
All of them.
Oh, all of or the
It's
church.
all of the ladies.
Right.
Is
Great.
Jesus' bride.
Cool. It's like when Father Amort was like, enough. And the guy was like, oh, okay. Demon's like, all right, girl.
Yeah, later. You know,
Fine.
on second thought, happy hour in hell somewhere. Gotta go, girl.
Ooh, yeah.
2-for-1 Cosmos.
I'll see you later.
Out. Yeah.
I'll see you later, Christina. Then he came back.
Totally. I mean, I call the front desk to tattle. Like, if I can hear the person breathing in the next
Are
room.
you a tattler in a hotel?
When we were at CrimeCon and I heard you like coughing once, I was like, well, this isn't gonna work.
I coughed. I'm sorry. Also, thin walls at the Gaylord Opry, huh? Yikes.
Gary, Indiana.
What a wonderful name.
Named for Albert Gary of judiciary fame. Gary, Indiana, as a Shakespeare would say, trips along softly on the tongue this way. Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana. Let me say it once again. Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana. That's the town that knew me when. Now if you'd like to have a logical explanation how I happened on this elegant syncopation, I will say without a moment of hesitation, there is just one place that can light my face. Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana, not Louisiana, Paris, France, New York, or Rome, but Gary, Indiana.
Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana.